Let us read today's scripture from the Gospel of Luke, chapter 15, verses from 11 to 24. Jesus continued, "There was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, 'Father, give me my share of the estate.' So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, 'How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son, make me like one of your hired servants.' So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him and kissed him. The son said to him, 'Father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son.' But the father said to his servants, 'Quick! Bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and kill it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again, he was lost and is found.' So they began to celebrate." Let us reflect on the scripture. Jesus' parable of the lost son is one of the most moving stories in the Bible. It is about a young man who felt dissatisfied in his father's house. He thought he could find happiness far away from his family home. So one day he asked for his share of the family inheritance and left. At first, while he had money, the young man had plenty of friends and lots of fun. He spent everything he had on riotous living. But then hunger came, and he knew what it meant to be in need. He found work taking care of pigs. The happiness he had thought he would find was just a mirage. The lost son had been happy in his father's house but didn't know it. Now he was consciously unhappy, so he decided to return home and ask his father for forgiveness. The lost son was willing to be received only as a servant. But when he returned home, he was surprised. His father was waiting for him and ran to meet him. His father hugged him, kissed him, and threw a party for him, saying, "Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was lost and is found." Jesus said there is rejoicing in heaven when a sinner repents and returns to God. In the same way, let's celebrate when anyone among us does the same.